Welcome to Prosperize, your destination for growth and success. We're here to empower you to achieve your goals and reach your fullest potential. So join us on this journey towards prosperity, and let's make your dreams a reality.
How Donald Trump became the 47th President of the United States. Donald J. Trump's return to the White House as the 47th President of the United States marks one of the most remarkable comebacks in modern political history. After leaving office in January 2021, Trump's path back to power was anything but conventional, involving a combination of strategic campaigning, resilience against legal and political challenges, and an unwavering connection with his base. This article explores his journey, from the launch of his 2024 campaign to his ultimate victory, delving into the strategies, challenges, and factors that made his comeback possible. Trump announced his candidacy for the 2024 presidential election on November 15, 2022, at his Mar-a-Lago resort.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
His decision came amid ongoing controversies, legal battles, and internal divisions within the Republican Party. Despite these challenges, Trump's announcement was met with enthusiasm from his core supporters, who remained loyal even after his departure from office. 1. The Road Back. Announcing the 2024 campaign. Trump's campaign centered on the theme of saving America, portraying his previous term as a period of prosperity and strength compared to the perceived challenges of the Biden administration. His messaging targeted economic struggles, rising inflation, and concerns about job security resonated with voters who felt economically worse off than in 2020. Border security. Trump's promise to secure the southern border and address illegal immigration was a cornerstone of his platform.
Americans are being squeezed out of the labor force and their jobs are taken. By the way, you know who's taking the jobs that are created? 107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens. And you know who's being hurt the most by millions of people pouring into our country? The black population and the Hispanic population, because they're taking the jobs from our black population, our Hispanic population, and they're also taking them from unions. The unions are suffering because of it. Thank you. Thank you. I like you too.
Foreign policy. Highlighting his America First agenda, Trump criticized the Biden administration's handling of international relations, including the withdrawal from Afghanistan.
This month marks the 2-year anniversary of the most embarrassing event in the history of our country, Joe Biden's disastrous surrender in Afghanistan. This was one of the horrible, horrible events in our country's past, leaving thousands and thousands of Americans behind. We don't even know the number. 13 dead warriors, hundreds of civilians killed and horribly wounded, including soldiers beyond the 13 soldiers that were so badly wounded. And $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment anywhere in the world abandoned, handed over, call it what you want, to the Taliban. It was a surrender. Never before has there been such an egregious display of incompetence and weakness on the world stage. You don't bring the soldiers out first, you bring the soldiers out last, Joe. Ever since that horrendous event, the United States and the world have been paying a very steep price. Russia took one look at Joe Biden's impotent and pathetic performance and decided to invade Ukraine. He would have never done it while I was president. Wouldn't have happened. China is now threatening Taiwan. Iran is on the cusp of a nuclear bomb, and American allies around the globe are doubting American strength and cozying up to the Chinese Communist Party. It's impossible to overstate the scale of the military, diplomatic, and geopolitical disaster created by Joe Biden's Afghanistan catastrophe. History will be very harsh on Crooked Joe for a lot of reasons, but this is one of them. What is needed now is a decisive and rapid return to unquestioned, undoubted, and unrivaled American power and prestige. We had that when I was president. When I was president, we were the most respected country in the world, more respected than America ever was. Under my leadership, we were getting out of Afghanistan, but we were getting out with dignity and strength. We were strong and powerful, and everybody respected us, including the Taliban.
2. Overcoming challenges. Trump's journey was fraught with obstacles, including legal investigations, ongoing criticism from Democrats and some Republicans, and a crowded Republican primary field. A. Legal and political hurdles. Facing multiple indictments and investigations, Trump leveraged these challenges as evidence of a politically motivated witch hunt.
A New York State judge just ruled, and he's crooked as you could get, and a lot of people expected something like this, but not for the amount. But this is a very dishonest man. This is a man that's been overturned already on this case 4 times. But a crooked New York State judge just ruled that I have to pay a fine of $355 million for having built a perfect company. Great cash, great buildings, great everything. It affects New York. It's mostly talking about New York, where we have a totally corrupt attorney general. She campaigned on the fact that I will get Trump, I will get Trump. Everybody's seen it. Letitia James. They've all seen it. Well, we'll be appealing, but more important than that, this is Russia, this is China, this is the same game. All comes out of the DOJ, it all comes out of Biden. It's a witch hunt against his political opponent, the likes of which our country has never seen before. You see it in third world countries.
This narrative resonated with his supporters, who saw him as a victim of the establishment. B. Dominating the Republican primary. Trump's dominance in the Republican primary was bolstered by loyal voter base. His supporters consistently turned out in large numbers, ensuring his victory in early primaries. Media strategy. Trump's ability to command media attention overshadowed his competitors.
A communist known as Kamala Harris is a communist. Most radical left person ever to run for office. This is not what this country needs. We've had enough of them. This is communist, this is Marxist, this is fascist. But you know what? It's dangerous because she's saying that she's going to give away things that she'll never be able to get approved. Look, people say, be nice. Have you heard her laugh? That is the laugh of a crazy person. That is the laugh of a crazy. It's the laugh of a lunatic. Have you heard it? You know, they prohibited her. They prohibited her for laughing. I've been waiting for her to laugh because as soon as she laughs, the election's over.
Policy contrast. His clear and direct policy proposals stood in contrast to the vaguer messaging of other candidates. 3. The general election campaign. Once he secured the Republican nomination, Trump's focus shifted to the general election, where he faced a formidable Democratic opponent. His campaign strategy included a mix of traditional and innovative approaches. A. Targeting swing states. Trump's team identified key battleground states, such as Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Arizona, as critical to victory. His rallies in these areas emphasized local issues, connecting with voters on a personal level. B. Economic messaging. The Make America Great Again slogan was updated to Save America, reflecting a sense of urgency. Trump's economic promises included tax cuts for middle-class families, revitalization of manufacturing industries, energy independence through increased domestic oil and gas production.
They created the greatest, strongest economy in the history of our country, probably in the history of the world. We had the strongest economy that we've ever had by far. And all Biden did was pick up on it, but he ruined it because he screwed up energy so badly that inflation went crazy. And now inflation's through the roof. They can't lower interest rates because if they do, you're going to drive up inflation to levels that nobody's ever seen before. We have among the highest inflation we've ever had. We've never had inflation like this, and it's sticking. It's not going down at all. Where bacon and food products are costing double and triple what they were just a few years ago, where gasoline energy is way up and going up. If you notice over the last couple of weeks, gasoline and and just fuel oil generally, but gasoline has gone way up. And the people see it in the tank. I mean, in California, it's over $7 a gallon, and everything else is following it. So we have to get energy down, and we have to get common sense, and we have to get taxes lower. He's going to give you the largest tax increase in the history of our country.
4. Election night, a historic victory. On November 5, 2024, Trump's victory was confirmed after he secured pivotal swing states. His win was marked by record turnout, a surge in voter participation across demographics, electoral and popular vote wins. For the first time since 2004, a Republican candidate won both.
We're going to make our country better than it ever has been. And I said that many people have told me that God spared my life for a reason. And that reason was to save our country and to restore America to greatness.
5. Implications of Trump's second term. A. Domestic policies. Trump's agenda focuses on economic growth, cutting regulations, lowering taxes, and promoting domestic industries. Immigration reform, completing the border wall and tightening immigration policies. Healthcare, proposing market-driven healthcare reforms. B. Foreign policy.
The situation in Ukraine is very dangerous, explosive, and escalating by the day. Joe Biden's weakness and incompetence has brought us to the brink of nuclear war, and now Biden is doing what he said 10 months ago would lead to World War III. He is sending in American tanks. It's far past the time for all parties involved to pursue a peaceful end to the war in Ukraine before this already horrific catastrophe spirals out of control and ends up leading, indeed, to World War III. And this would be a war like no other war, because this would be a nuclear war. As I have said many times before, Russia's invasion of Ukraine would have never happened if I was in the White House. Not even thinkable, not even a possibility. We must end this ridiculous war and demand peace in Ukraine now before it gets worse. And believe it or not, it would be easy to do. It would be very easy to do.
Trump's second term is expected to emphasize tough stance on China, strengthening trade policies and addressing intellectual property theft, Middle East stability, continuing the Abraham Accords and addressing regional conflicts, strengthening NATO, while demanding fair contributions from member nations. Conclusion. Donald Trump's return to the presidency as the 47th President of the United States is a testament to his resilience, strategic acumen, and the enduring appeal of his populist message. His journey back to the White House underscores the complexities of American politics and the power of a deeply connected voter base. As his second term begins, the nation and the world await the policies and leadership style that will define his legacy.
If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel so you can stay up to date with our latest content.